What up, Tycoons? Back at you with another one. So this is Rivian. Now, Rivian has been talked about for a while. It's been highly anticipated, and Rivian is now public. So Rivian has been public not even a month now. And as you can see, they have pictures of them actually driving. I believe Nikola, they just rode it down a hill or something like that. But what interests me is I'm not really a big fan of Rivian, man. I'm not really a big fan of Rivian because so Ford has been backing them, right? Ford invested in Rivian. Also, Amazon invested in Rivian, and Amazon has a stake in Rivian as well as Ford. So here's my big thinking. Why do they keep saying Rivian is the Tesla rival? Why is Tesla? Why is it Tesla's rival? Why is the valuation so high? Why is the valuation so high? Now, I believe that it was raised around $10.5 billion in its public offering, and in its initial public offering to help production of its trucks, vans, and SUVs. Now, Ford invested about $500 million, and that was in 2019. So they have about 13% stake in Rivian right now. Oh, well, not right now. That was leading up to the public offering. And Rivian also had a contract with Amazon to build 100,000 electric delivery vans, and Amazon owns about 20% of Rivian, and that was before the public offering as well. So when we look at what Rivian is, I think they kind of built it up to try to topple or try to take Tesla's spot, because Tesla, nobody's really messed with Tesla in the EV spot. And I find it interesting that Amazon, former Jeff Bezos, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they kind of clash. So I found that interesting. But Rivian has zero revenue. They don't have any revenue. Now, okay, like for perspective, Tesla went public in 2010, and it just recorded its first annual profit last year. That was 2021. It's like 11 years, well, 10 and a half until they actually recorded a profit revenue. So for perspective, because Tesla trailblazed and paved the way, I don't think it'll take Rivian that long to get in revenue or get in profit, to get revenue. But what I am saying is, why is the measurement always Tesla? None of these stocks mention the stock alone. They have some sort of reference to Tesla. After going public, Rivian is the third largest automaker, valued at about $114.6 billion. So in order to be a rival, it means you're battling for superiority or the top spot. I think Rivian has a little ways to go. And I might have been right, because Ford canceled plans to jointly develop an electrical vehicle. Now, what does this mean for, the good old American company? They still have a stake in Rivian. So it's not that they don't want Rivian to win. They already got their hands in the pot. So I find that to be, I think that was the initial move, personally. I think that Ford wanted a leg in the race, and instead of reinventing themselves, they just invested in a company, a whole new company that could just do EVs alone. Now, I'm not saying Ford won't continue to try to develop their own electrical vehicles, but they already have a stake in Rivian, and I think it's a win-win situation. Also, Amazon is kind of backing away as well. So it just shows me that Rivian was kind of the scapegoat for what they wanted to do, which is like topple whatever Tesla had going on. Let's go to the charts though. On the charts, we have the daily. Now, the daily, you can see pretty much, you can't really see any activity, but I'm going to show you what I see. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Now, in the 4 hour, you see this red candle right here, red candle right here. So what I'm going to call those are supports. Okay. So for just to keep it simple, I would have a support like right around here, and a support like right around here. You can call these different things. How I analyze stocks, use everything that you know. It's like sports. Use everything that you know, and that's how you grow. So you use the fundamentals, and it's up to you to make the plays or call the audibles in the meantime. So we reached the high up here at 179.47, and it came back down. You can look at these as Elliott waves if you want to. Boom, came back, boom, again, or boom, came back right here, and then boom. But personally, this is how I'm looking at it. 179.47, we came back around and we touched right there, literally right where this pulled back. We came back and retested that. So let's make it a little more clear. Boom, right here, we touched that. You see it? You see it went all across that line right there. We touched that. And then what is it doing today? We touched right here. You see that? So we came back down here. So it's safe to say that under 107, let's say if we get under 107, then we can drop even more, because right here, the red line is the sellers. That means that if the red line gets on top, the sellers will be in control, will drop more. All right. I use this because it just tells me, it gives me more of an indication. So if the sellers are on top and then we drop below 107, then we'll see a lower level. Personally, I think we go back to around the 80s or 70s, but if we pop, so be it. So the RSI down here, you can actually see we're almost oversold on the 4-hour. But if we go up on the daily, we still have those up. And as you can see, it looks almost perfect for like support and resistance on the daily chart. All right. Now let's delete those. And I want to show you on the weekly chart. Boom. So we have this high at 179.47. This was last week on the weekly chart. Now, usually when you have a candle like this and the next candle closes below it, usually that means you're going to have a pullback. That usually means bearish action. All right. So looking at this candle, it's a hammer candle. And just what I've learned, hammer candles can mean reversals. So for me, I won't know the exact direction until pretty much later on in this week or next week. Because if we drop below 106, then it's solidified, bearish movement. We're pulling back. So if we're looking at the monthly as well, it looks just like that last week candle on the weekly, right? So it's looking like we're going to have some bearish action. Buyers are getting pushed down. They can't go anywhere. So I would definitely say we're going to have some, this is the daily chart. I say we're going to have some bearish action, and I'm going to bring that price down, that valuation down. And until they can show and prove, I would say that's when we see some more action from Rivian. But just my opinion, if it pops, we'll be here to catch the pop. All right.